Hi everyone, I'm SOLIMAN DAUDIN with MPItv, sponsored by Caesars Entertainment. We talked to you yesterday about Smart Monday, and the education continues right here today at the MPI booth, along with some meetings, as you can see, happening behind us. And the show floor is officially open for business. So there is a lot of energy, a lot of activity going on. And we actually just wrapped our second keynote of the week by MPI, Kelly McDonald, who joins us here today on MPItv, along with Marianne Bobrow, who is actually in the audience, watching and listening to Kelly's phenomenal presentation on how to work with people that are different than you. So Marianne, I want to open the floor and have you ask some questions, some follow-up questions following Kelly's presentation.
Absolutely. Yesterday I attended the ASAE Leadership Forum. And one of the sections in there was on diversity. So when I came here this morning, it was like, hey, now we're going to collect the dots. We're going to apply everything I heard yesterday, and we're going to expand on it today, and that met my expectations. So as I was going through my entire process, thinking about what you said, what they said, and how this would all work, I started thinking that we were talking mostly about employees, but we need to expand that conversation to volunteer opportunities, to boards of directors, to vendors, and everybody else that we deal with. So one of the burning questions I had is, when you're in those types of groups, how do you apply what you talked about to people who are there purely for ego and putting it on their resume?
Well, that's a great question, and I think whenever you're dealing with people's egos, it gets a little sticky because it's ego, and you don't want to step on somebody. I go back to giving people what they need and what they want, and so if what you need is to feel validated as a successful executive, or to feel like you're the boss, or to feel like you're in charge, then that's an easy thing to grant people. You can just actually demur to them and say, what do you think about this, Joe? Or what do you think about this, Susan? You know, you have more experience with this than anyone else. It doesn't mean that you're subjugating your own opinions or your own experience. It just means that you're actually giving them a gift of validating them. And what you're gonna find is that that's gonna move the ball down the field. If that's what that person needs to feel productive and successful and like they're contributing to the meeting or they're contributing to the conversation, it's an easy thing to give them.
Great. And then another question that occurred to me. I have staff members that are, maybe 6 years younger than me.
Right.
They're 24.
Right, of course. And you're in your 30s, yeah.
Yeah, you got it right. And remember, give them what they want.
Absolutely, give them what they want. She's in her early 30s.
That's right. So when I try dealing with them, and I do want it to work because they're bright people, the answers I get are sometimes very curt, short.
And you want them to expand?
I want them to expand beyond understood, yes, and one syllable answers, to actually participate and say, this is what I would like to do. So what's a good way to approach that?
A great way to approach that is to say to someone, I need your help, but to go further than that and say, Marianne, one of the reasons you were brought onto this team, or one of the reasons I wanted to work with you, or one of the reasons we hired you, is because of your experience and your perspective. What I'm looking for is your contribution, and I want your contribution, and so I know that you're going to get the job done, but I'm looking for more. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if you're troubleshooting anything, if you see any obstacles that we need to know. Draw them out a little bit. They may not naturally do that, but if you can try to draw them out, everybody wants to feel like they're contributing. So if you can ask for their contributions and say, I value your contributions, that's why you're here, you're going to find that they're going to step up and give you more. And then you can continue to sort of reel them in with that, and just, if they give you a little bit, then say, that's fantastic, that's exactly the kind of input I was looking for. Let's talk more about that, but you got to get the ball rolling. They may not naturally gravitate to that, but if you validate their contributions, they'll be more willing to share.
And I love what you said about, in your presentation, you talked about diversity in a sense of, it's not just racial, it's not just ethnic backgrounds that make us different or generational. It really is personalities, right?
Yes.
And working alongside people that are different than you in belief and in a lot of different things. Communication, to your point, Marianne.
Right.
So I love some of the tips that you gave us. You know, use simple language,
yes.
find common ground.
Yes.
So which speaks to what you're saying. It's like, how do I communicate better with folks that are generationally different than me? So if you can, Kelly, just give us a few more tidbits for those that couldn't make it to your presentation on some of those ways that we can really work with folks that are different than us.
Well, you brought up an excellent one, which is I think where it starts, which is finding common ground. And there's always common ground. I mean, again, if you think about your own life and what people naturally default to, making small talk, whether it's sports, last night's game, do you have kids, where are you from, you know, when are you flying home? I mean, what they're really trying to do is actually find something to talk about. So that's really where it starts, because you can't get to a business conversation unless we have some sort of connection on a human level. Then the other thing I think that's really important is to identify what you need and ask for that help. Literally ask for help. I need your help, not can you help me. We talked about that in the meeting this morning too, because can you help me is a yes or no question, and the answer can be no. But I need your help is a declarative statement, and someone will always more than meet you halfway if you ask for their help. They're not going to deny you help. I think another thing that's really important is if you're leading a team, or even if you're just working with a team, is to build that trust. Because people want to work with people that they feel safe with, that they feel like they can share ideas, their ideas aren't going to get hijacked, that they're actually working for a common goal. And one of the ways that you build trust is by being honest with people, even when the truth is actually difficult or bad news. That's the real test of a leader. It's very easy to lead people when things are sunshine and unicorns. But when the chips are down and business is bad or something tough happened, the best leaders are the ones that come to their team and lay it out as quickly as possible for them and say, here's what we're dealing with, and I need your help. Here's what we're dealing with. People can handle the truth. They can't handle the runaround. And they know when they're being given the runaround. So if you want to foster trust, then always tell your people the truth. And then, again, ask for that help.
Some great tips.
So then it's hamburgers on the grill Friday night.
Right?
Exactly.
Well, that's another one.
Right.
Oh, let's talk about that for a minute. Women want expansive choices, and men like their options narrowed to 3. Now, obviously, these are generalizations,
right.
But it really is true. So if you're working with a man, and you know that generally speaking, men like options in 3, then give your boss, your vendor, your colleague, your coworker 3 options and say, hey, here's my 3 best ideas. What do you think about these? You can always do more. And if you're dealing with a woman, then say, I got lots of ideas. When do we have some time to talk?
Ladies, thank you so much. This was a wonderful conversation. I really appreciate your expertise and sharing your knowledge with us on the stage here at IMEX America. And Marianne, always a pleasure to see you. Always a great contributor to the conversation as well.
Thank you, Sarah.
Appreciate it. So from phenomenal keynotes and education to some pretty exciting news, this has proven to be a really, really exciting week here at IMEX America for MPI. So talking about some exciting news within MPI, hi Darren.
Hi Sarah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
So I want to talk about an announcement that was made yesterday about our new executive director for the MPI Foundation. Super excited about this.
For sure. I'm thrilled to announce Kevin KIRBY as being our new executive director for the MPI Foundation. Kevin's been around our organization for years in our industry, and he's been very close to the MPI family, and perfect timing for Kevin, perfect timing for the foundation, and we're just so excited to have him lead the foundation going forward.
Yeah, and actually MPItv had a chance to sit down with Kevin and chat about his new role.
Incredibly flattered and honored for this opportunity. If you think about it, the responsibility of being able to help this community that I've been involved with for 20 plus years and be able to give back in this way is just phenomenal for me. I'm excited about joining the MPI team. I'm excited about helping the foundation get to where they want to be in the next 5 to 10 years relative to endowments and giving throughout the entire community and beyond.
So Darren, clearly some very exciting things on the horizon as Kevin steps in as executive director, and the foundation has been doing some great work. I want to talk about some of the success. You know, it's all about giving back to our community, and let's talk about how much money the foundation raised and some of the scholarships that were given out last year.
Great. Well, first, congratulations to you, Sarah, for joining the Global Board of Trustees for the foundation. We're thrilled to have you. And
thank you.
Thanks for all the work you do with MPItv. It's significant for our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome to the GBOT.
Yes, I'm so excited to be part of the GBOT.
Yeah. So the foundation is doing amazing work, as you said. We raise almost $1.8 million a year. Great partners all around the world that give back to our community, our industry overall, and we'll give back almost $500,000 in scholarships and grants this year alone. And that goes to help individuals, it goes to help chapters, it goes to pan-industry research. We've done great work to support some U.S. economic studies. We have a major grant that went to IAC for Meeting Room of the Future that will come to life at WEC in Toronto, WC19, so we're excited about that as well. But doing great work and really bright days ahead of us with Kevin's leadership for the foundation.
Yeah, and you mentioned WEC19, which is obviously a huge event that supports the foundation through events like Rendezvous that happen there, but Rendezvous also happens here.
It does.
So let's talk through the opportunities to contribute to the MPI Foundation while we're here at IMEX.
Yeah, so thanks to Ray Bloom and Karina Bauer with IMEX, have given us a platform to have two significant events. As you said, Rendezvous is tomorrow night. There's still tickets available, so if you don't have a ticket and you would like to join, it's $125 and you can buy those at the door. So we welcome you to do that. We have had in the past over 2,100 people join Rendezvous, and you can't do that event without great sponsors like Caesars that allows us to have Dre's as a nightclub. This is their 4th or 5th year to do that. And it's great to have big parties, but unless you can pull the net profits through those events, it's meaningless to the foundation. And because of the gracious sponsor of Caesars, it makes it all possible. So, big party tomorrow night, and thanks to IMEX and thanks to Caesars for allowing that to happen.
Yeah, and if you guys have not been to Rendezvous, this is your chance to experience it. It is always an awesome event, lots of fun, but also contributing to a great cause, which is the MPI Foundation. So Darren, thank you so much for all that you do as COO of MPI, and we look forward to you collaborating with Kevin Kirby on his new role as Executive Director.
It's going to be very exciting.
I agree. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
So you heard Darren talk about Caesars Entertainment's generous contributions to sponsoring Rendezvous, and we also want to thank them for sponsoring MPItv, and we're actually here with the Director of Sales, Ashely Lowe, for the Las Vegas properties, which we are here in Las Vegas, so this is very fitting for you to join us on this show. So Ashely, there's a lot going on right now within Caesars Entertainment, including Caesars Forum, which is set to open in 2020. We talk so much about creating an experience for attendees. That is what planners are looking for. So how will Caesars Forum really contribute to experiential learning and opportunities?
Absolutely. We are so excited about Caesars Forum. I think the most exciting part that is the 100,000 square foot plaza. And this is the first to Las Vegas that is dedicated event space that has the backdrop of the Las Vegas Strip. And that will be connected to the 500,000 square foot Caesars Forum building. So clients can do events out there, they can do general sessions, concerts, just even their breaks or breakfast or lunch. So everyone wants to get out of that ballroom space and get outside in this beautiful weather we have in Las Vegas.
I was going to say, it's going to be a great forum for really implementing indoor and outdoor meeting space. So that is wonderful, and we're really looking forward to see what that looks like when you guys officially open. So also, kind of connected to Caesars Forum, my understanding, will be Harrah's.
Yep.
So Harrah's right now is being reinvented by you guys. So talk to us about what's new within Harrah's.
Yeah, so the brand new Caesars Forum will be seamlessly connected to the Harrah's Hotel and the Link Hotel, about 5,000 hotel rooms in total. We've already completed a $140 million renovation of approximately about 1,100 of the 2,600 hotel rooms at Harrah's. And so we'll complete the remaining hotel rooms by the end of 2019, prior to the Caesars Forum opening. And then in addition to that, the entire lobby will completely be reinvented, really preparing ourselves for the new convention customer that will be experiencing that new Caesars Forum.
You know, you guys say Caesars means business, and I feel like what you're doing with the Caesars Forum, with reinventing both Harrah's and the Link, is directly speaking to that saying. So if you can elaborate on that and how you guys continuously work to innovate and really offer these new opportunities to do business for meeting professionals.
Yeah, absolutely. So Harrah's in itself has a really great iconic brand around the country already. We opened the Harrah's Waterfront Convention Center in Atlantic City just a few years ago. So now bringing that convention customer here to Las Vegas and reinventing the Harrah's Las Vegas is so exciting, and it really does. I mean, Caesars means business, and bringing the convention customer to Harrah's just proves that. And so the entire property will go through a transformation. That includes the restaurants offerings, the lobby areas, as I spoke about, all the hotel rooms. There's already live entertainment, and so it's just a really great property, and now bringing that convention customer to that property in a great location, we're extremely excited about that.
Well, we are certainly excited for you, and we are very honored to have you guys as our sponsor here on MPI TV. Thank you for all of your support. Really appreciate you joining us as well.
Thank you.
All right, so we heard from Kelly McDonald, our phenomenal keynote speaker here on Tuesday of IMEX America. We heard from Darren Temple, COO of MPI, and all of the exciting things happening within the foundation, including Kevin Kirby being announced as the executive director, and of course, our Caesars Entertainment sponsor for MPI TV, Ashely Lowe, director of sales for all of the Las Vegas properties. So this was a very well-rounded edition of MPI TV, and there's still much more to come tomorrow, so make sure you join us. We're going to leave you with a quick message from our sponsor, Caesars Entertainment.